Oh, hey, internet. This is Reese, and I'm coming to you. Ron is right here. He's going to be talking about drawing. I'm cutting out, so hang on. Super exciting. Here we go. So I guess what we're doing today is we're going to show you how to do some portrait drawing. And I know you can't see me, but you can see my hands and all. So I guess the way we start is we'll always pick our picture. So today we're going to go off of a tablet. And we're going to work off of Jason Momoa as Aquaman. And so kind of the way I like to start is we do kind of a circle. Kind of the Marvel method is the way I learned how to do it. We do kind of figure out where you want to lay out your picture. So we kind of do a circle, kind of a circle method. It's the way we learned how to do it in kind of art school. So you kind of start basic circle, kind of give your layout. I don't even know if you can see it on the paper where it's coming out there. But you do your basic circle for your face, and then a line, give you your center for your face, and then normally you cut your circle in half, and that gives you your line for your eyebrows, for your eyes. And then if you cut that line from the center of the circle to the bottom of the circle in half, that should give you where your lips or your nose will go, the base of your nose. And then if you cut that line to the bottom in half, that should give you where your lips will go. And then basically that center should give you where your nose would be. So then you can actually just kind of draw in your eyebrows from where, kind of see how it is in your picture. I don't know if anything's showing up on there. He's got some kind of crazy eyebrows, so we just kind of sketch everything in light.
So, Ron,
yes,
checking out live here.
Okay.
With about 30 seconds. Well, anyway, try holding it up to the camera just to see if you can see what you've done.
Can you see anything there a little bit?
Let me see. The closer you get, the better it shows up.
Okay. So you can kind of see a little bit of what I've done anyway.
Yeah, you can see a little bit of it.
Okay. So we'll just have to kind of hold it up as we go. And he's kind of, his will be a little bit easier because he's got a lot of facial hair. So you can hide a lot of your face in there. So when you rough it all in, it's not going to look like much when you start. It's just going to look like a little kid started it until you start to really add in a lot of your detail work. And it looks like I kind of didn't do the circle big enough to do a lot of his face, so I might have to actually correct a lot of it anyway. And that's kind of how a lot of artwork goes anyway. A lot of trial and error. So we get a basic layout somewhat like so. You just try and rough in as many of the shapes as you can. Just to get your basic layout in, just to and that gives you a little bit of your basic layout there. Then you can kind of erase a lot of your line work as far as your what was going to tell you where your eyes and your nose and everything's going to lay. I leave a little bit of that lightly just to keep it on there. And then I kind of go in after that and try and lay a little bit more detail and try and do just gradual roughing in and layer in more and more detail as I go. Portraits are really difficult. I normally, when I do a portrait, I draw out what I think it's going to look like, and then I'll let it sit for 24 hours after I get my basic done. So, and then I come back and look at it to see if there's any changes. Because normally, if I sit down and draw it and do my detail and ink it, it doesn't look to me like what the actual character looks like. So I'll actually sit down 24 hours later and then start to do my detail work afterward. gives you a basic level there. Any questions?
Not so far.
Not so far.
What kind of mechanical pencil are you using?
This is a Streedler. It's a 7mm lead holder. That's what they call them. It's actually the same thing Jim Lee uses, and a lot of the guys are now using them. David Finch uses one. You can get them at Staples is where I got mine. Staples carries them. Yeah, they're actually, I kind of was always looking for a different kind of a pencil, and this is what Jim Lee uses, and I thought, well, Jim Lee uses it, I might as well try it. And they're really amazing. And they use a 7mm hard lead.
And then they open and grab.
Yeah, they open and grab.
I've seen those.
Yep.
Okay.
And then you put that in there, and then they make a sharpener type of deal, and then they sharpen at the end also. Yeah. Picking anything up?
Well, not a whole lot of the image,
Right.
but it had been getting audio.
Now it's not getting audio.
It's getting some. I'm hearing shuffling, but I'm not hearing voices.
Oh.
Which is strange. Okay, now it's getting the voices.
Now it is getting voices.
Yeah. Okay, that's weird.
That is.
Okay, well, back to it. Sorry.
That's okay. Maybe if it was with it down so far, it's not picking up the audio, or
I don't know. It was like, it's usually like, I don't know.
get it fixed by the time it's your turn.
Right.
All right. That didn't even erase.
I think it was just a lad. I think I was just on how steady enough for the lad, but
Oh, okay.
this seems fun.
Cool. Yeah, and I don't talk a lot, so that probably doesn't help either. Yeah, he's got funny eyes, so that's going to be a difficult to get it to come across.
give us a close-up of the drawing again?
Oh, what's that?
You want to give us a close-up of the drawing again?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I haven't caught up yet.
What's that?
We'll just assume it being though. Probably maybe sit there. It's about a 30-second lag.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah, hopefully it's in there.
yeah. Maybe you just invest in a better webcam. We could change the light levels on or something.
Right.
I don't know enough about that.
Yeah, I keep thinking about streaming a little bit of my stuff, and I just never actually do it. And I need to actually invest in it and do it. And I know there's a way you can do it to your cell phone. You just clip the cell phone above you and do it that way. But then I don't like to listen to myself talk, so it's like, I don't know if I really want to do that. Don't know if I want to stream myself or not. All right, so now I think his mouth is a little high, so we're gonna fix that.
Yeah, it's showing up there and close it up.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, it showed up.
Perfect. And that kind of gets you a little bit more of the portrait part of it. still pretty rough. And it actually, a lot of times, it won't even start actually look like the celebrity or whoever the character is that you're going for until you actually start to do color. I've had a lot of them. I mean, like Deadpool, when I've done some of my Deadpool stuff, he looks immediately like Deadpool. But you'll get into some of the people, like when it's an actual face, until you actually start putting in face tones and stuff like that. It's like, man, this is never going to look like this person. And then all of a sudden, it's like, holy crap, it looks just like that person now. And it's amazing how many different layers you have to do until you actually get it to look like who you're wanting it to look like. And this one is surprisingly looking like Jason Momoa. I'm actually kind of surprised. Didn't know if I could draw him at all. I see that my paper has a very interesting has a watermark on it that's interfering with my ink or my pencil, but hopefully that'll go away. And that gives us your basic layout, and then you just do more and more detail as you go until you're satisfied with how it looks, and then you can start to your inking process. I do my pencils and then inks, and then I add color after that. It's just that's how I do it. I mean, I do all three separate. Takes me usually about an hour to pencil it, about an hour to ink it, and about maybe an hour to 2 hours depending upon how difficult a character it is to color. Everything with pencils is just basic roughing in, and then I do all my detail work inking. And I noticed on a lot of on these types of deals, I don't do a lot of real crazy detail inside his armor. I just fake the detail because you want all your attention basically to his face to kind of draw the attention to see if you actually got his face right. So you just kind of bring in somewhat detail outside to see if people can kind of see that it looks like his armor, but you want it to kind of, you don't want it to be his armor. So there we have a basic roughed in sketch of what we're going to do. I don't like how any of that looks. And I think that the sketch that I grabbed here has an autograph across it. So that I think that that's what this blue is that I'm trying to, I think that's what I did.
The headshot?
Yep. So I think what I was gonna try and do was not what I'm gonna do now. Yeah, I think they got me. Now that I'm looking at it, it's like, I think that's an autograph. So that's definitely something you want to watch for when you're looking for something to draw. fix his armor up here because I don't like the way it was looking. So I'm gonna change up a bunch of that. And they do make a little sharpening, kind of a little piece of sandpaper that you can sharpen my pencil. Made it an absolute mess.
This we got rooms for.
Yeah. Yeah, that's way better. Yes, much better. Okay. And one thing I've definitely learned is if you don't like the way it looks and something like if you've got half of your drawing good and you don't like the way something's looking, erase it. You can always redraw it. I was the one that I would not erase something, and actually showed a piece of art to a professional, and I think it cost me getting something published because instead of making the change that I should have made, I left it because I didn't want to erase. I had like the top half was perfect, the bottom half was perfect. I did a waist, and the waist was way too tall, and I knew it, and I showed it to him anyway, and he said, "Oh, it looks good, it looks good, it looks good," but I knew that it wasn't good, and he knew it wasn't good, and So yeah, definitely make changes. That's one of those things that they're going to go. He didn't want to take the time to fix what he knew was wrong. And in the long run, it is definitely worth making that simple change. All right, so now we fixed all the one side of the armor so that it's all nice and a little bit more uniform in there like we wanted it. We just got to fix the other side, and then I think we're ready to ink. Looking a lot better now. And his armor is just crazy because it all goes in different directions, so nothing's uniform. There we go. Sketch part's all done. How long are we slated for?
As long as we need, so if you feel like you've done what you can, and since we don't have a lot of students to ask questions and talk your ear off,
Right.
then you're free to be finished when you feel like you're finished.
Okay. Okay. Well, I've got the sketch part of it done. It's up to you. I mean, I can ink it, or we can call it there. Or...
I did have a couple questions.
Sure,
about your
absolutely.
stuff.
Yeah.
I looked at Arteza's alcohol markers because I just discovered alcohol markers. How are they?
How are they?
Yeah, because they're cheaper than others. But
So they're okay. You can go anywhere from like what I've been buying. I started at the very bottom with like the Touch New and the New Touch, and I think it's the same company, and they just keep getting. I think they get sued by Copic, and they keep changing their names.
just keep
Yeah,
dodging it.
Yeah, I think that's what happens. I think they keep changing their name, and because it's the same. They're the exact same markers over and over and over. They just keep putting a different name on them, and so I'm kind of guessing that Copic is going after them, and so that's what they're doing. And they're really good markers. They don't blend as well as Copics. I mean, the end game is for everybody to have Copics, but they're so expensive.
Right.
They're like $9 a marker, but they are incredible because they blend. They're phenomenal. You can change the nibs, you can change the tips of them, you can refill them. The Artezas I found are not bad. They don't have the colors that I would like. The cheaper ones that I've been using, they have like, I finally found one that has like 360 colors, and they're still only like, I think they were, what were they? They were like $209, I think, for all
For the whole of them.
Yeah, for the whole color of the whole thing. And they don't last a long time. I mean, I've actually done probably, gosh, I don't know how many I've been done, honey, 60 pictures. And I think I've utilized most of the colors from I kind of go through all, like these I do.
Oh, those are the skin tone ones, yeah.
These are the skin tones.
Okay.
And then the big set, they have quite a few different colors. They do, and they work really well.
See, I looked it up. I never took the leap or bought any.
Yeah.
But
I have a set of grays, and I have the skin tones, and then I have all of these colors. And they still don't have enough colors. I mean, they're just not. I have all of these, and all of the grays, and all of the skin tones, and then I still have two other sets of the Touch New colors at home.
okay.
That I have all the blues and all of the, all the other different colors. And I still would love to get the Copics. I mean, the Copics have, but they're so expensive. I mean, I think if you buy, I can't remember what the sets are. They're like 36 colors or something like that, and they're like $300 a set.
No, thank you.
Yeah, they're crazy expensive.
What do you use for inking?
I use micron pens.
Okay.
I use just straight microns.
Just Bible working pencil.
Yep, I use the 08s and the 05s are my two that I use the most.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't know Sakura did them.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Because
Yep,
that makes sense.
and you can get those at Hobby Lobby.
And I just use the I'm super cheap, but I just use the Pilot G2s.
Oh yeah.
And because I was chasing that for a while,
Mhm.
doing that kind. And I was like, I like this. It works really well. I
Yep.
just I didn't know what effect it had.
Mm-hmm.
And I was interested in figuring out like how would you ink this? So this part of the shadow here, would you do that in a crosshatch?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, when I do my inking, I do quite a bit of stuff. I'll do the cross hatching part. I'll do let's see what have we got. So like when I do so I'll do a lot of the solid stuff.
That's with the 8.
Yep, that's with an 8. Kind of like that. Then I'm like, we're gonna go into the shadow. I mean, I'll do a solid. Like if I get down into that stuff, I do like to use the 5s
for the thinner.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's super thin.
Yeah. And then I'll do that.
See, I like that.
Mm-hmm. I love the microns. I've used those for a long time.
Do you find with your Bristol, is this a double-sided Bristol?
Mm-hmm.
Do you find, which side do you find you like better?
I use only the smooth.
Okay.
And they usually are both the same.
Okay.
That I've noticed. And I just use the side that doesn't have any dings in it.
Okay, so just the smoothest side.
Yes.
And that accepts the markers well.
Mm-hmm. It does.
Okay.
Yeah, but I use just the smooth. I don't use I've used the textured, and I just don't like it as well.
You know what? I think I tried the textured,
Mhm.
and I tried smooth too, and I couldn't figure out which was supposed to be
Mm-hmm.
which, because they market them for the markers. And
Right.
And this is all very new, so
Yeah.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yep. The smooth. I've done a ton of the. I mean, I bought and see. I've noticed Hobby Lobby's not carrying the yellow Bristol anymore.
Really?
Yep. I found it at
Staples.
Staples. Yep. I
I
found
just
some at
recently
Staples.
found out that Staples did art supplies. I didn't even know that
Yeah.
until like a couple.
Yep. That's where I got my Stapler lead holder, and they do the lead, and they have quite a few different the pencils and stuff, and then they have the microns also. They have micron pens.
Okay.
Yep. I bought quite a bit of stuff from them. I bought tons of stuff from Hobby Lobby.
And you mentioned art school. Did you go to art school?
I did not. I ended up going to WNCC. I had an art scholarship from them, and I had a professor from Turkey,
Okay, cool.
and his name was Zia Sever, and he was absolutely amazing.
Huh.
And so that was as close as I got to an actual art school. He was pretty phenomenal.
Okay.
Yep.
I've heard so many people say, don't go. And I was
Yeah.
going to ask you if you had
Yep.
gone whether or
I
not.
wanted to go to Kubert's, and it was so far out of reach for expense wise, and so I didn't get to go.
I see that running in. I see a lot of people running into that.
Mhm.
You just can't afford it.
Yeah, it was incredibly expensive at the
I
time.
think a big part of that has to do with where you did it too.
Yes.
Because I know Zane Gaming and his wife both went to Hubert. They're both were living in New York.
Yeah.
So like they were like, a couple of Midwestern kids with no money going to the big city.
Exactly.
Right.
Live there.
Yep. And Andy Cobalt, he got to go to Kubert, and he was from military, and good friend of mine, and yeah, he's phenomenal. He does he's doing the backdrop painting for oh my god, my brain doesn't work. He's gonna kill me for not remembering either. Rick and Morty.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. He was an inker for Valiant Comics for a long time, and then he did on the side he does sculpting for action figures. He does the whole Mego line, the new Mego line. He does a lot of those.
That is so cool.
Yeah, and
Okay.
he went to Kubert's.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like it's very, if you have a set of talents, you have to find those like 3 or 4 things you can do really well, and suddenly everything works. you know?
Absolutely.
But you just have to find that.
Yep.
Little line.
That niche. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you can find that area, you can branch out into that.
Mhm.
I did. So I actually left. I got a job right out of high school. When my first year of college, I started doing screen printing for T-shirts, and I was an artist assistant to start, and then they moved me into printing on metal, and I was printing dash plaques for car shows, and I was designing them and I was printing them, and then I moved into t-shirts or printing on t-shirts and textiles,
Okay.
and I did that for 27 years.
Okay.
Yeah, did
What are
art.
you doing now? Are you doing anything art related now?
I am actually a sporting goods manager at Murdoch's,
Oh, okay. All right.
but I do all this stuff on the side. I do all my portrait work, artwork, comic book stuff. Working on getting published, trying to get published.
Nice.
Mhm.
Ever considered self-publishing, or is that?
A little bit. I've thought about
I have a buddy who is kind of my art mentor. He ended up doing a Mixem self-publishing thing, and it is gorgeous.
Nice.
It looks so good.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I didn't know you can just do that.
Mhm.
He just orders boxes of them.
it. Oh yeah, Kickstarter's huge now.
Mm.
Yep,
That's what he
Kickstarter,
did. Is he did
Yep.
Kickstarter.
Kickstarter, Indiegogo, and all that stuff. They all big.
Patreon.
Yep.
This big thing.
Yep.
Well, that's pretty much all I had. I'm trying to think. I'm gonna remember all the best questions after I leave. It's gonna bother me.
Well, and I just had an idea too, Ron, if you want. Since you have been here an hour.
Right.
If you wanted to, come back in a couple of weeks and do this again, you could actually ink
Oh,
as a separate thing if you want to.
yeah,
All the inking and the color, just do it. Oh, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
we could do that
So if you're interested.
on a Monday again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So the weekend after, that'll be the 22nd or whatever.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
I can't do math.
That's fine.
Next week's the 18th. That's all I know.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, next week I got to take her to 25th. Yeah.
There you go.
Well, we could definitely do that.
Math power.
Yeah. Yeah, I could do that. We could bring that back and ink him, and yeah,
Cool.
absolutely.
Sweet. Excellent.
Cool.
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
Well, internet, everybody who watched, I know we had somebody left to have a comment there. David, you may not be
Oh, do we have
watching
a question?
anymore. I don't know. No, it's just saying looking good.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So thanks for tuning in. And you can't even see my face.
Yeah.
Here. It's really loud. Okay. That's it for this time. Next week, we're going to have Taylor's going to be showing us making monsters. And then, I don't know, who knows what will happen. Oh, we got inking. We got to that. And somebody might talk about sequential art coming on here too, since the whole point is to talk about the preparation for this year's Mental Health Awareness Arts Exhibition down at the West Nebraska Arts Center. I'm probably doing a traveling show too, but this theme is the hero inside comics and mental health. And so check out our Facebook page at Sarah's House for updates. That's the story. And till next time, have a good one. Where's the leave studio? Oh no, here we go in broadcast. That's the one I want. Bye.